I've been very critical of some of our elite universities that have allowed these pro-Hamas demonstrations and their failure to teach critical thinking. And I've been very outspoken about that, and
Good.
I've had a lot of death threats.
Well, we're eye to eye on that one,
over
brother.
that. I just can't. I'm hearing things on these campuses I never thought I would hear in my lifetime.
Death to America.
I mean, I don't understand how these universities can turn a deaf ear to that. There's a difference between free speech and inciting people to violence.
There's also a difference between terrorism, committing terrorism, like Hamas did on October 7th in Israel, committing terrorism, and retaliating against terrorism. The Israelis don't commit terrorist acts. They kill terrorists, yes, and other people are going to get killed in that process because that's what happens in a war. But the fact that the left is so many of them are so morally confused about this conflict.
Yeah.
You know, they blew up the, I'm sure you saw this, they blew up the Hezbollah fighters with pagers this week, right?
Yeah.
They made the It's hard not to laugh, and I don't care. I'm happy to laugh at it. I mean, these are terrorists. These are terrorists. Yeah, they did it kind of in an unorthodox way. Most of them lived. They just got their dick blown off. But and I'm sure that all the college campus protest kids were so sad that their heroes in Hamas got their dick blown off.
Look, I've been to Israel since October 7th, and I've been to the site where they had the music festival, and where they came in there, and I actually interviewed the first responder. I don't mean a first responder. I mean the first responder was there by himself for a long time, and you should. I didn't say much during that whole interview. I just let this guy talk, and it's on the short list of the most moving interviews I've done in 25 years. You should listen to this guy. And I don't want people in Gaza getting killed. I don't want children getting killed. I don't want people in hospitals getting killed. There, of course not. I hate that. But getting killed with shrapnel from a bomb, when you're retaliating against terrorists that did what they did and then ran over there and hid in a daycare center or hid in a hospital, that is not the moral equivalent of what they did when they came over there and did what they did on October 7th.
Of course.
And anybody that equates one with the other is at the most base level of morality that you can possibly be. It's like you don't know the difference between blame and responsibility. If that chair breaks right now, are you to blame for it? No, you weren't abusing the chair. Are you involved? Are you responsible? Yeah, you were sitting in it, so you had involvement, but that doesn't mean that there was intent. Those people came over there and killed infants in their cribs. I've seen the cribs. I've been there in the rooms. I've seen it happen. I've seen footage from the IDF that were GoPros from Hamas that they took off their dead bodies. And I've seen it. That nobody else has seen it. They didn't publish it. I know what actually took place. And there's no moral equivalent of what Israel has done. I hate that they've had people killed in Gaza, innocent people killed. I'm sorry. But they knew that when they did it. Did they think they were going to go over and do that and then they were going to go, hey, I wish you wouldn't do that again? Of course they knew that was going to happen, and they didn't care. They were willing to sacrifice those lives. And for our elite universities to allow this stuff to go on, they just haven't taught critical thinking. They haven't taught these kids how to think. And these outside agitators have come in and found these kids with no direction and given them something to do.
Well, actually, I'm going to stop you there. It would be better if it was outside agitators.
Oh, there are outside agitators.
No.
Yes, there are.
Okay. But the real problem is inside agitators. Because when I say inside, it's the professors.
Yeah, I agree.
The professors are...
I agree.
See, there's a difference between... in the 60s, there was violence perpetrated by people like the Weathermen. Remember the Weathermen?
Yeah.
Okay, they went from a protest group to a let's set off some bombs group. They weren't very good at it, but they were violent. But the professors at like my alma mater, Cornell, weren't encouraging this. That's the difference, because the professor at my alma mater now is saying he was exhilarated by what happened on October 7th. So that's
these are art history professors, by the way. These aren't history professors. They're not government professors.
I mean,
they're teaching art history or kinesiology. What the hell are they doing talking about this? If I'm paying for my kid to go there,
or some sort of Muslim studies course. Hey everyone, I'm on Substack now. Check it out and subscribe now at billmaher.substack.com. What could be simpler than that? My name, then dot, substack.com.